Proud of our guys. They responded to the post-Tennessee situation being our practices and our lack of playing the way we're supposed to play for the last 4 games or so. But real proud of our guys. They were phenomenal in practice yesterday. Mike and Sindarius were incredible in practice today, yesterday. And no surprise, that translates into just unbelievable leadership by those guys in today's game. Continue to be concerned with turnovers. We commit the worst turnovers of any team I've ever coached. And I don't mean to be negative because it's a heck of a win. Those guys are playing with a lot of confidence right now. It's a heck of a win for our guys. But turnovers and missed free throws are going to cost us. And I keep telling our guys, and our turnovers are awful. They're not turnovers where we're driving the ball, we beat our man, and somebody jumps in there and takes a charge. I mean, the guy guarding the ball is in front of us, and we just run him over. You can't do that. You just kind of, lollygag the dribble and kind of jump in the air and throw it to them so they can go down and dunk a ball. We got a 3-on-1, and Sindarius pats it, kicks it, fumbles it, gets it, and throws it into the backcourt so they can go dunk it on the other side. Our turnovers are they're unbelievable. But that doesn't matter right now. What matters is that we played to our personality. We rebounded, got to the line, and we got a win in conference play. It gets us to 5-2, gets us to 18, which is the most that we've won since we've been here. So a lot of good from that game. Now we got to rest. That was a hard game. We got to rest tomorrow and get ready for Saturday.
Frank, a couple of questions.
I don't think we need the mic.
Follow me.
Yeah, I used to coach a guy named Michael Beasley. He Bees, Bill Walker, those guys were. But I'm ecstatic for Mike because he's worked so hard and he cares about our team and this program like it's his family, and I'm ecstatic for his willingness to lead and to take on the responsibility of doing what good players do. I don't practice him at the 4. He doesn't get any reps at the 4. Yet anything I call when he's at the 4, he knows what to do. 2 years ago, I couldn't get him to do anything. Now he does everything, and he don't even practice at the 4. It's unbelievable courage by that young man, and what a great teammate.
And was it by design to really just keep giving him the ball, especially as he was taking it inside and waiting for those guys to jump on him?
Yeah, if I didn't run plays for him, I think my assistants would have fired me. I think my assistants were going to get rid of me. The plan was to post him and get him inside. We didn't want to post their 5 because Ware is big and strong. We wanted to drag Ware out of the paint and post our 4s. Mendoga struggled there, but Michael was tremendous when he was at the 3 and the 4 in his post-ups.
You kind of alluded to what he did in practice yesterday, but how nice was it to see, and how big was it for y'all to get Sin going early in that game?
Yeah, Sindarius is a good player. He's had a bad 10, 12-day period, and his approach has been bad, and he knows it. And when your approach is bad, you're not going to play well. It happens to everybody. There's not a player in maybe Steph Curry right now, but everyone else has a rough stretch during a season. And Sin, he learned. Good players respond to adversity with an unbelievable desire to go compete again. They don't run away from it. They don't pout. They don't hang their heads. They know when they don't play well. They know when they don't prepare well. And when you're a good player, you can't wait to get an opportunity to do it again. And he got in foul trouble. If he doesn't pick up some of them, and then everyone else I played at the point, all they did was throw it to the other team and commit fouls. So I had to protect him because I knew if it got late in the game, I needed him out there to play the point on offense at the end of the game. So I didn't play him as much as I'd like, but still, him, Mike, our team, their enthusiasm, the confidence. You guys have heard me say this, and you're going to get tired of listening to me say it. When we shoot free throws and we rebound, we're good. And that's what we did today. Those are 2 stats. For a guy that don't care about stats, those are 2 things when I pick up a stat sheet that I look at right away. Mendaga's 10, Michael 15. you know, and then a bunch of guys with 4 and 5. That's who we are, that aggressiveness.
Frank, that stretch where you guys, you're up 14, they cut it to 2, then you rebuild that lead. I mean, that's got to be a product of having maturity on the court as opposed to maybe a couple of years ago when that wasn't happening.
Yeah, earlier in the year, we had a handful of games. Clemson at Clemson, I want to say Hofstra or Tulsa, one or the other, where we had a big lead and they came back and it was a one-possession game and we answered and rebuilt the lead. You know, at Auburn, we went through a similar situation. Big lead, you know, they keep coming on the road, and we figured out a way to get stops. That's what you hope your team gets to, where your upperclassmen stop the bleeding, where you don't have to call timeout every 2 minutes because you can trust the guys on the court. And it's good. They're playing with a lot of confidence, They've been playing real well lately. I don't care what their record is in league play. They've been in a one-possession game in every game except Kentucky in league play. They're playing right now with a lot of confidence. Malik Newman is an unbelievable player, and like most freshmen, he's now hitting his stride. You know, he's played a lot. He was banged up early in the year, so this is a good win for us, and it makes us feel good again, which we needed.
Questions? Dave?
Frank, I think Marcus played most of the second half, only had 1 turnover. Just how much stability did he bring to that point guard spot after you guys had kind of struggled lately?
Yeah, I got on him pretty hard today. There's one thing that I struggle with, and it's someone that doesn't play with courage. And I thought he was playing very passive. We went through this, and he got back from Christmas. He was great, and then he got whacked in the head, and he's been passive again. And he handled himself like a champ because I got on him pretty hard, and he didn't pout. He knew his team needed him. And coming down the stretch there, with the exception of missing the turnover that on the inbounds pass to Mendogas has to catch that ball. I mean, I told him it's not volleyball. You don't stand there with one hand and pat the ball. But you know, outside of that and missing those 2 free throws, I thought he played real well in that stretch Pete just asked me about, where we rebuilt the lead. And we need Marcus to be good. We need. He don't have to be great. You know, we don't need him to score 25. That'd be nice. But we need him to play with courage, like the kid I saw in high school that I fell in love with because of the courage that he played with.
Coach, as you get ready for Saturday, 10 of your league teams get ready for a huge opportunity with Big 12 SEC Challenge. What is that going to mean to the conference Saturday?
I think it's good. I think, you know, Chris, having that challenge, at first I didn't like the idea. But as I started thinking about it, you know, everyone, I kind of laugh a little bit because I used to be in the Big 12, and it's a heck of a league. But I also remember playing Kansas, and they had 7 first-round picks on their team. I remember playing Iowa State, and they had 3 first-round picks, and I think they won 5 or 6 games that year in league with that kind of team. But they got the #1 RPI, whatever that means, in the country. It's a great opportunity for our league at this time of year to go up and play against that league. Whether we go 4 and 6 or 6 and 4, it's an unbelievable opportunity for our teams to be showcased, to play in these games. I think it's a great thing. I'll tell you what else it's good. Like, we're not going to have the opportunity, but the monotony of conference game, and everyone in your leagues watched a million hours of tape on you, and it's so hard. It'll be refreshing, I'm sure, for the teams that are in it to play somebody a high-level game, which is what you want at this time. You don't want cupcakes at this time of year. High-level game to continue the atmospheres in the buildings, have to go play in hard atmospheres, you know, but it's a great opportunity for our conference.
Frank, I know you just got done with this win and you don't like to look ahead, but now we can look ahead to Saturday. And because you've already played Bama, what has to be different for Carolina the second time around?
Well, I can tell you this, if you remember what I said after that game, I just kind of just ignored that game like it never happened. I'll study that tape tonight and all day tomorrow and study them to see what they did to attack us, because I have not seen that game. I did not want to dwell. At the time, it was the first time we played lethargic, and I didn't want to dwell on the negative after playing, 15 hard-nosed games. But now I have to go back and watch it. And the way our guys played today will put me in a better mood that was an aberration and not a norm, the way we played that day. But I've got to study it. That's my job. I've got to study it, and I got to break it down. I got to see what they tried to do to attack our defensive concepts. I got to see what worked for us on offense, if anything, and maybe rethink some of our strategy going into that first game, and figure out what we need to do. Good thing is we're off tomorrow, so we as coaches can huddle up and figure all that stuff out, and then Thursday, go at it and be excited of the opportunity of another conference home game. It's great to be at home.